Hello, everybody, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark,
And I'm Rob.
and down goes South Carolina, Rob. In addition to the upset to USC, the women's basketball title chase just got more interesting, Rob. So, hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. Hit that notification bell when you do so you get notified of our next video. So, first, USC lost big time to Notre Dame, and now South Carolina was ranked number one, got destroyed pretty much against UCLA, Rob. So the West Coast teams are making a statement.
Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, like I said, there's more parity happening in the women's college basketball, which makes it, I think, more exciting than the men's college basketball.
I agree, Rob. The women's season this year is interesting. They've got a lot of teams that could win the championship. Right now, I would say UConn is the slight favorite, but it's early in the year, and I really don't get into that type of thing too heavily. But South Carolina definitely got outplayed by UCLA yesterday, and USC definitely got outplayed by Notre Dame. Those games really weren't that close either, Rob.
Right. And my girl from Iowa State, Audie Crooks, she hit a game-winning shot. So that's the thing, Mark. There's a lot of I like this because it's bringing out a lot of good players that people have never even heard or known about from different teams, and it makes it more exciting. Like, hey, oh, who's this player? And you click on, you go, oh, wow, okay.
Right. There's a lot of talent in women's college basketball this year, and I think even more than before. And the good thing is they actually make layups more than they make in the WNBA, so it's more interesting to watch. There's a lot of exciting guards in women's college basketball, and I think that's going to transfer in the WNBA in the next 5 or 10 years. So that's a good sign. But right now, I agree with you. I think it's wide open. The rankings come out today, by the way. This is 10 o'clock on Monday morning, and the rankings come out about 1 o'clock on Monday. So we don't know what the rankings are as we're making this video. All we know is South Carolina is going to drop down from number one, and USC is going to drop down from number three. And we also know UCLA and Notre Dame are going to move up, and probably UConn's going to be number one.
Yeah, most likely.
Which is what the two of us said in the offseason when ESPN had them at number 5 in the offseason, in the original preseason ranking. We said, how is that possible? They had like 6 injured players last year, and they had these top 3 recruits, and they had Paige Beckers coming back.
So, ESPN is just like, I don't know what they do. It's like this. I want to be in their producer meetings for these things, or their board meetings when they make these statements. Like, hey,
I don't think they have meetings. They're just allowed to write whatever they want, no matter how illogical it is, Rob.
Don't they have like a screening that someone read this and go like, this makes no sense. Maybe we can be hired by them to screen what these writers put out, saying Connecticut's could be ranked 5th.
That was their initial way too early preseason rating, 5th. They moved them up since then before the season started, but their initial one was 5th. Because I remember it. I don't even know that much about women's college basketball compared to these writers supposedly, but I could see that was wrong from what I knew about their draft recruits and their injuries last year, and the fact that Paige Becker was coming back. Plus, they have a great coach, even though he's not likable or very credible anymore, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, he's not likable and he's not credible, but he's a good coach.
Great coach. That's not really the issue. Anyways, I think right now, I think they're going to come up and be ranked number one. Whether they should be the favorites, I think it's too early to tell for sure, but they certainly should be one of the very top the favorites, UConn. And I guess I would say they're the favorites right now. But
I'm telling you, Mark, this makes me watch. I would rather watch women's college basketball than I would definitely the WNBA. And I think this little league they got coming up, they're trying to promote it where the first game is the rematch of the finals of the WNBA with Brianna Stewart going against Collier, and they're trying to promote this thing up. I'm going, no one's going to watch it. Doesn't matter. I'm going to watch, 3-on-3 or watch freaking Juju Watkins and Hidalgo.
Women's college basketball ratings will blow away the 3-on-3 on Rivalry League because for two reasons. One, Caitlin Clark's not in it. And two, well, for three reasons. Three, it's 5-on-5 instead of 3-on-3 limited. And three, they play a more exciting brand of basketball because it's not so physical.
Mm-hmm.
And they make layups, which they don't make in the WNBA, which we didn't in the video. But they are, that's right. And Rob, these women that are starring in college basketball right now are exciting players because they're not relying on physicality to be productive on the court, to be star players. They're relying on their physical ability. A lot of quick, fast, athletic guards are dominating, just like in men's basketball over the last 30 years, as you know. The teams that had a lot of great guard play, those teams often did well in the NCAA tournaments in men's basketball.
Yeah, that's what's happening. That's the trend's going to happen. You watch these guards. They work on the things that we talked about, that I talked about, that we know about them pulling up for a free throw, like Hidalgo. Her game, she can drive to the hoop. She can stop on a dime, pull up for a jump shot. She'll probably work a little bit better on her threes, and then she can pass the ball. And she's just a dynamo on the court.
She is. And I like I said, I signed up for her fan club after watching that game against USC. I think she's the most exciting women player outside of Caitlin Clark in all of basketball among the women. And I think she could possibly be the best player in the country. Right now, I wouldn't put her any lower than second. Well, yeah. I haven't seen Flyjay Johnson play this year. I know she's put up huge numbers, but I know she's improved a lot since last year and the year before too. She's improving quickly. So we'll see. Juju Watkins, supposedly was the preseason favorite to be player of the year. I'm not so sure that's accurate. She's struggling right now, Rob, with her shot. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's early. Juju Watkins is a tremendous talent. So we'll see what happens. But right now, so Rob, do you have a prediction on what the rankings are going to be when they come out today? I'm taking UConn first.
Oh, I got UConn first, and South Carolina will be second.
They just lost to UCLA. You think they're still going to be second?
Yeah, they'll be second, and UCLA maybe will move up to third.
Really?
They're not going to drop. I mean, this because of one loss, I'm not going to drop them down to like.
Well, UCLA's still undefeated, so why wouldn't they drop? They destroyed them.
Yeah, that's even Coach. Even Coach said that. She said that. It was like,
I'm putting South Carolina fourth, Rob.
Fourth. Wow, dropping them to fourth. Wow.
UConn's going to be number one. UCLA is going to be number two. And Notre Dame will be number three. And South Carolina is going to drop down to number four.
I think it'll be switching around. South Carolina 2, UCLA 3, and Notre Dame 4.
And Texas is still undefeated, right?
Well, that's right. I forgot about Texas. Yeah. So
Texas is still undefeated. So we'll see. And who knows? Anyways, and Iowa finally is going to be ranked. They were ranked. Technically, they were ranked unranked, but they're ranked 26 because they had the most votes among the unranked.
We're like honorable mention.
Yeah, I mean, they're not technically ranked because it's top 25, but they had other receiving votes. They were first with 88 points, but they won 2 games, including a 4-0 Kansas team that they beat. So they'll be ranked this time. So
I would stay with my girl Audie Crooks is going to move up too.
Well, Iowa State was, they're undefeated and they were ranked 8th last week, but LSU was ranked 7th and they didn't lose either. So I'm not sure how much they can move up. So we'll see, but they're definitely going to.
I'll have to say, Mark, this is. I mean, it's. who would think that someone would say that women's basketball is much more fun to watch than men's basketball.
You got 8 teams right now we're talking about who possibly could win the national championship this year.
8 teams, and then you got at least over 20 players who definitely could play in WNBA. Even they're not even, some aren't even seniors. They're sophomores, freshmen, and they're making a big impact on women's basketball, which makes it so exciting.
And hopefully they'll make a big impact in the WNBA over the last 5 or 10 years, and guard play will be more dominant and less physicality will exist in the WNBA to make it a more exciting brand of basketball. That's what I'm hoping for, because I want to watch the WNBA, but like you, I agree with you. The WNBA is not an exciting brand of basketball if Caitlin Clark isn't playing, but it can be if these players that are in college right now start to dominate in the league and they take some of the physicality out of it in the fouling.
Yeah,
and stuff
if they make the changes that we keep on. Right, Mark. They keep on making the changes that we keep on emphasizing. Make the physical changes. Referees, major number one change, maybe refereeing, and like we stated before on all our changes, the WNBA will be right up there with watching. It's kind of neat to flow in right into the NBA and WNBA. You'll be going back and forth watching it.
It's going to be a slow process, Rob. They're not very smart in the WNBA.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate. But women's college basketball is exciting, and the players are exciting right now. And I think this made it interesting that South Carolina lost. Nobody wants to see a 38-year-old team go through and then win the finals again. They want someone, they want to be some drama in terms of who's going to win. So we'll see what happens. We got some interesting matchups coming up. The first one is going to be South Carolina against your girl in Iowa State, 11-28. So that'll be interesting. Can they stop
Audie Crooks? Keep that name up there. Only a sophomore, Audie Crooks.
Let's see if they can stop her. Usually South Carolina is the one with the power underneath the basket, but Audie Crooks is a force down there. Yeah, so then on 12-5, Notre Dame is going to play Texas, and also LSU is going to play Stanford. So that's a good matchup. And UConn's got two tough games coming up. They're going to play Notre Dame on 12-12 and USC at 12-21. So that'll be the first time that Paige and Juju play this year. They played last year in the NCAA tournament against each other, and I thought Paige played a little better than Juju, and then UConn won the game. So that's a big matchup. 12-21, Juju versus, that's going to be really hyped, Rob. Paige.
Mark, women's college basketball, these games are going to be televised. They're going to be watched. Who would think 5 years ago it would be like this? Everyone's always talking about men's basketball and how they are and who's this rookie here and this freshman here and this sophomore. I don't really hear too much chatter about the men's college basketball. I really haven't.
The most interesting thing, Rob, is Cooper Flagg, which you're going to do a video on next, and he's the real deal. But other than that, no, they got that one and done thing going on, and the players are gone so quickly, you don't really get used to the teams and stuff like that. And as most people say, it kind of hurt. It did hurt men's basketball. I don't have a solution, but that's what's happening right now. So right now, the rule for women, if you don't know, is you got to be at least 4 years out or within 3 months of graduating, or you have to turn 22 the year of the draft. Right. And that's why Fly J. Johnson's, who's a little old for junior, she's eligible for the draft this year because she'll be 22 next year in November. So anyways, that's our take. I think the loss from South Carolina made the whole season more interesting because now it's up in the air. And a loss by UConn will make it even more interesting because I think they're the favorite.
I think the whole season is going to be interesting. I don't think there's going to be any undefeated teams, maybe, but I don't think so.
No, I don't think there's going to be any undefeated teams. I think there's too much balance. It's not like the old days where it was like Tennessee and UConn had all the 5-star recruits.
UConn.
They're all spread out all over the place.
Stanford.
This is an interesting season, Rob, and I'm looking forward to watching some women's college basketball when I'm not watching college football in the NFL because I watch a lot. And not watching Cooper Flagg, which we'll cover in the next video. So, hey, if you like this video, hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. Hit the notification bell when you do, so you get notified of our next videos. And join us for our live show tonight. Rob's going to be there, so it's going to be a great show. It's going to be 6 to 8 Eastern time, except for major holidays, the only time we don't do it. And if you want to donate to this channel, there's super chats and super thanks down below. And there's a link to PayPal. And we'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.